All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're decoding the language of crypto. Look, it's a world that can feel super intimidating, right? It's full of all this jargon and these really complex ideas. But hey, stick with me for the next few minutes because we're going to break it all down so you can finally get a handle on what's really going on here. It really all boils down to this one simple, but honestly, pretty revolutionary question. What if money wasn't controlled by banks, but by code? That idea right there, that is the key that unlocks this entire universe. So, let's dig in. Okay, so to really get a grip on that question, we first have to understand why cryptocurrency even exists in the first place. This is where, you guessed it, money meets code. So, what exactly is cryptocurrency? Well, at its core, you can just think of it as digital money that's secured by code, by cryptography. But here's the kicker, the really important part. There's no central authority, no bank, no government. It's basically money without the middleman, which means you can send value directly to anyone, anywhere in the world, without asking for permission. And this comparison, man, it really shows you the fundamental shift we're talking about. Just look at the difference. Traditional money is centralized. It's controlled by banks and governments. Crypto, on the other hand, is decentralized. The power is spread out across a massive network, which means no single person or company can just shut it down. With old-school money, you need permission from a gatekeeper, like a bank. With crypto, it's permissionless. And here's a big one. Governments can just print more money whenever they want. But a lot of cryptocurrencies, they have a fixed, totally scarce supply, kind of like digital gold. Okay, so you might be thinking, how on earth does a system with nobody in charge actually work? And that is a great question. The answer is all about the technology that powers it, the blockchain engine. The easiest way to wrap your head around a blockchain is to picture a digital record book. But here's the cool part. Instead of that book being kept in one place, it's copied and shared across thousands of computers all over the world. Every new page of transactions is what we call a block. And these blocks get linked together, one after the other, to form this permanent, unchangeable chain. Hence, blockchain. So let's walk through what happens when you make a transaction. It's actually pretty straightforward. First, you send your transaction out to the whole network. Then, all these computers around the world, we call them nodes, they all check it out to make sure it's valid. Once they agree it's legit, your transaction gets grouped up with others into a brand new block. And finally, that new block gets permanently locked onto the chain. Done deal. This whole system really stands on two incredibly powerful pillars. You have to get these. First, decentralization. It means there's no single point of control. No one can censor it or shut it down. And second, immutability. This is a fancy word that just means once a transaction is recorded on the chain, it is there forever. It cannot be changed or deleted, period. And when you put those two together, you get this amazing concept called trustless trust. You don't have to trust a person or a bank. You just have to trust that the code works as it's supposed to. All right, so we've covered the why and the how. Now let's get a little more practical. To actually navigate this world, you're going to need a few key tools. So welcome to your crypto toolkit. First thing you'll need is a crypto wallet. Now, listen up because this is a super common misconception. A crypto wallet doesn't actually hold your coins, not like your leather wallet holds cash. Your crypto always lives on the blockchain itself. The wallet is just the tool that holds the keys, the digital keys that give you access to your funds. And speaking of keys, there are two main types you need to know about. The first one is your public key. The easiest way to think about this is like your bank account number. It's an address you can share with anybody. If someone wants to send you crypto, this is what you give them. Totally safe to share. Okay, now for the second key, your private key. And I need you to really pay attention here. Think of this like your master password, your PIN, the key to your vault, all rolled into one. This key gives you and anyone else who gets their hands on it complete control of all your funds. This is the single most important thing you need to protect. I'm serious. You must never, ever share it with anyone. All right, let's clear up another really common point of confusion. What's the difference between a coin and a token? People use these terms interchangeably, but they're not the same. A coin, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, operates on its own dedicated blockchain. It's the native currency of that network. A token, on the other hand, is built on top of an existing blockchain, like Ethereum. So coins are like the native money of a blockchain, while tokens can be used to represent pretty much anything. A piece of art, a company share, a membership pass, you name it. So, we've got this new kind of money running on this wild new technology. But you might be asking, so what? What's the point? What are people actually building with this stuff? Well, that's where things get really exciting. Let's take a look at the new digital frontier. First up, you've got DeFi. That's short for decentralized finance. Just imagine everything your bank does, lending, borrowing, earning interest, but completely rebuilt on the blockchain. It's open to absolutely anyone, and there's no central company pulling the strings. Then, of course, you have NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. Now, I'm sure you've heard about them, probably with digital art selling for crazy prices. But their real power, the real innovation here, is about proving unique, verifiable ownership of any digital thing. We're talking art, music, a concert ticket, a collectible, anything. And all of this, DeFi, NFTs, it's all part of a much bigger movement called Web3. The whole idea here is to build the next evolution of the internet, an internet where you, the user, are in control of your own data and your own digital stuff, not some giant tech company. It's an internet that you own. Okay, we've covered a lot, but after everything we've just talked about, if you only remember one thing from all of this, please let it be this next part. There is a golden rule that governs this entire world. So what is it? What's that one, single, most important rule you have to remember in this new financial world? It's a simple phrase, but it perfectly captures both the incredible power and the immense personal responsibility that comes with all this tech. And here it is, not your keys, not your coins. What that means is simple. If you are not the one in control of your private keys, you do not truly own your cryptocurrency. Someone else does. True ownership, true financial freedom in this new world, it all comes from you and you alone being in control. It's a massive shift, right? We're moving from trusting big institutions to having to trust ourselves. And the real question is, are you ready for that responsibility?